Recording in progress.
Are you able to hear me? Good afternoon to everybody. Today I am going to teach you about the telephonic conversation. So, students, are you able to hear me? Please reply.
Yes, ma'am. Good afternoon, ma'am.
Good afternoon. Now, today I would like to go through telephonic conversation round. What happens actually over there? Let us start. And today is 15th January and I'm conducting the Communication Skill Lab HS 303. My topic is telephonic conversation. Now the telephonic conversation, I have added the contents. First of all, I am going to introduce what is the telephonic conversation is all about, and nextly telephonic skills required, then listening and speaking, one example I will provide to you, and then problem of telephonic conversation. I will discuss about the problems which you are going to face regarding this, and lastly the intensive listening. What does the listening means all about? I am going to discuss this thing. Now, the thing is, introduction. In the introduction that I would like to say, you in your day-to-day life, you do your conversation over your mobile phone, over your cell phone, or any telephones also. And that means what? Not transmission of speech over a distance. You are sending some message via electric signals, isn't it? Which propagating some conductors like by radio signals and something like that. Some channels are required to convey your message. Now, the telephone communication permits the conversation to be carried on between people, subscribers. It may be one, it may be within the group, isn't it? Now, they are separated by almost any distance. Now, to overcome the distance problem, we are in our day-to-day life, in the new era, we are using this telephonic communication system. Now, as the picture resembles on the right-hand side of your screen, you will observe one picture I have given, that what type of telephonic conversation can be done. There are basically two types: formal conversation and informal. Informal means whatever you do at present in your day-to-day life. That means you are calling your friends, your father, mother, or any relative, or any close one. It may be anybody, but which with them you won't converse any formal message. You don't converse or convey any formal message to them. And the formal one means you are going to deal with in the business project or in the business communication system or in the organization, even in your institute also. Whenever you are writing to your principal, you are writing to any subject teacher or your HOD of your particular respective departments, at that time you are using the formal format. Now, I have used certain formats for you in order to separate or differentiate between this formal and informal. As you can observe, so many are there on your screen. In the formal case, you greet anybody good morning, good afternoon, like this. But in informal case, you see we do it hi, hello, how are you, like this. It's an informal basis. What's up? Isn't it? Like this, we ask in informal friends with our informal friends. But in case of formal, it sounds quite different. Like this is dot 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 speaking is how you will say like this. Now, you have to represent yourself first of all. In the formal, you have to represent yourself and with whom, the receiver. You are the sender in the case of the formal and receiver to whom you are going to speak with. So there are 4 things which is required. One is the sender who is sending the message, and the receiver who is taking your message, the person which is concerned to take the message, and the message itself is the third thing, and the last one is the channel by which mode or which apps or which telephonic platform you are going to convey this message. These 4 things are required in each case, formal or informal. In both the cases, these 4 things are required. Now, I have given you the list how we are going to tell. I am calling on behalf of this organization, suppose ABC organization. Are you interested to do in this matter, or like this you have to say. Now, you just go through this first of all the list, whatever I have given. You can take the screenshot of this also, so that for your future reference, you may take the screenshot. Student, is it visible to you, my screen?
No, ma'am.
No, ma'am.
My screen is not visible to you? Wait a minute. That's why I was asking, is the screen visible or not? Now is it visible? Now the screen is visible. My laptop screen is visible to you.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. So you have missed the content. Okay, from the beginning I am showing you. Wait. But I won't repeat all this, okay? Now you can take the screenshot, isn't it? Is it fine now? Now, whatever I was talking about now, it is, I think you can understand from my screen.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. Because without visualizing, you won't be able to understand what I am speaking about. Now, I was just discussing the difference between the formal and informal conversation over the telephone. Now, why this telephonic conversation is essential in your communication lab? First of all, you should understand the necessity of studying this telephonic conversation. What is the thing? Whenever you will be in any organization, you have been hired, suppose. Okay. Before hiring is also required. After being hired is also required. And after being hired and to withstand within your job market, this telephonic conversation is again important. How it is important, I am going to show you. First of all, when you are going through the interview process before being hired, at that time, several company or several organization go through this telephonic conversation round. Okay. It will be from your respective departments, but still there are so many companies who follow these techniques, these rounds. Then there will be group discussion process. So this is one of the stage of being hired. Okay. Now, after being hired, why this telephonic conversation is required? Look, if you are on the customer service or on the suppose ERP segment. ERP means an enterprise resource planning system. Okay. Now I will be discussing in details afterward all this, but there are certain systems, there are certain cells in the organization where the telephonic conversation is very vital for you to cope up with it. If you are not able to cope up with this telephonic conversation, we are very much comfortable in our informal ways. but still you are speaking in different language, so you are also not so much comfortable in the English language. I hope so, isn't it? Anybody, is there any doubt? Are you getting my points? Students, are
Yes,
you
ma'am.
getting my point? The conversation should be bi-directional, okay, not unidirectional. Every time I am telling you, the conversation should be in both the ways, not in a single way. Then I won't be able to understand you are getting me or not. Now, the next thing is your telephonic skills. Now, the telephonic skills, what there are certain phrases to be used to enhance your telephonic skills. Okay. Now, before going into the details of the English phrases and all, let us check how you are going to increase your skill. On the RHS, means the right-hand side of your screen, you will observe the first is adopt a positive tone. Whenever you are receiving a call or you are sending a call to somebody, you may be anyone. You may be the sender, you may be the receiver in the telephonic conversation. So adopt a positive tone. Whenever you are speaking, you should, your nature, your voice, your behavior towards that particular person should be very much positive. The tone should be positive. That means what? A sentence can be spoken in two ways. Means one negative tone, one positive tone. Sometimes when we get irritated, suppose we speak a good sentence in a negative sense also. Sometimes. Have you observed, student? Rajkumar, Khushbu Kumari, what happened? Nobody is replying to me. Do you agree that yeah.
Yes, ma'am.
Sometimes the good sentence can be spoken in different ways, means in a negative sense. Okay. So, but your sense should be in positive. The tone should be positive. Whenever you are speaking to other person, your sense should be positive. Means it is written, look, project an enthusiastic and natural tone while on the phone. Means whenever you are receiving, you should be very much unbiased, I can say. Means you should not think that what is about that particular person. You should not pre-assume anything about that person. Whenever you are speaking to them, you should not pre-assume anything about him or her. You just go through as a natural tone. As a natural tone, you just start and be positive. Your thinking should be positive about that particular topic or the topic of discussion or any message, whatever he or she is giving to you, or either you are giving or you are receiving. It is not the factor. Your tone should be positive. Now, next point is clear enunciation. What do you mean by this enunciation, student? Can you say? Muskan Dube?
Pronunciation.
Yeah, anybody.
Pronunciation, ma'am.
Pronunciation. Enunciation means pronunciation itself. Yeah. Speak clearly, use simple words, don't use the ambiguous word. Okay, ambiguous word means which may create some
Confucius.
ambiguity. Okay. Yeah, tell.
Confucius.
Yeah, Confucius, yes. You should not tell any confusing like words, okay, so that the person won't be able to understand. So try to avoid some technical words to layman, okay. Means suppose a person from mechanical background is conversing with the person from biotechnological background, okay. The conversation may happen in between these two people. Suppose they are using their own field technical words while speaking with each other, then they won't be able to understand. Suppose the biotechnology person is talking about ELISA assay, and the mechanical person cannot understand what this ELISA assay is all about. Are you getting the point? Students, are you getting my point?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, that means you should also avoid some technical words while speaking. Yes, if the backgrounds are matching, then you can use it, because it is pre-assumed that the person who is over the phone already they are well known about these facts that you are speaking to. Now, this I am telling the clear enunciation. I am considering all the aspects, the vocabularies, the stream background, the technical words, everything. I am considering all this within this particular topic. Now, after that, be sincere. Whenever you are conversing, you should greet them. Good morning, good afternoon. Then you may say like this. Means you should introduce. Okay, there should be some greetings. Suppose somebody was sick with whom you are conversing, his or her family member, or maybe his relative, her relative is sick. You should first ask about the health condition or the recovery condition of that particular person. That means you should be sincere. Whenever you are starting the thing, you should be sincere. They want to talk with that particular person regarding the topic, as well as some formalities. Some formalities are there which you have to show. Okay. Okay, students, are you getting any interest this communication lab? Are you getting any kind of interest to attend this type of lab? What do you think? It is fruitful to you or not fruitful?
Fruitful, ma'am.
Fruitful. Okay. In the second half, means that when this 40 minutes will be over with you, then I will give you one example, one by one. Like this, I will ask Muskan Dubey or Rajkumar, please come. We will do the conversation, telephonic conversation. Practically, we will do it. Okay. In the second session, let me teach all this. First of all, how you have to maintain your voice. Then use names. Look, it is written over here. Use names. What do you mean by this? Use name. Suppose you are talking with Jacob Jones, suppose. Okay, suppose XYZ, ABC, or whoever may be. But you have to use his name. If you use his name, suppose whenever I am calling you like this, Muskan Dubey, or I am using the names, are you observing my conversation? Then you feel good from your side, isn't it? Am I audible to you, students?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, whenever
Yes, ma'am.
I am using your name like Ayush Kumar or Muskan Dubey, I am specifying your names while talking with you. At that time, what you are thinking, you feel good, you feel comfortable in my class, isn't it? Is that so?
Yes,
When I
ma'am.
take your name, yeah. That means what? Whenever you feel comfortable, that means whenever you are speaking on the telephone, if you use their name, suppose Mrs. XYZ or Mr. XYZ, if you do like this, if you greet like this or use their name, they also feel comfortable on their side. Have you got the case? Whatever I am talking to you.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, that means scholars will value the personal touch you provide by using their name. That's why it is written this way. Now, the last thing is leave the customer satisfied. Means I'm not talking about only the customer satisfaction, because as I have suppose taken this picture from the customer service background, suppose. But in general, I am telling you, customer does not mean only the customer is who is buying anything from me. I am talking about whoever you are talking with. Suppose X, Y, Z person, that person should be satisfied. He may be your boss, he may be your supervisor, he may be your project manager, he may be your organizer, event manager, he may be anyone. He or she may be anyone, but that particular person should be satisfied. Okay, because you are the particular person who is responsible on the behalf of your organization to speak to that particular person, and he is also belonging to other organization. It may be so. Suppose you are doing any agreement, suppose you are doing any tender pass job, okay, anything you may pass in the future, you may face in the future. So that should be well equipped with you. Why well equipped means not only the equipments are required here. Here required is the skill. As your equipment, it is skills to provide the satisfaction to that particular person, whether the problem of that message has been solved or not, whether this message has already been conveyed or not, or the message has already been comprehensible or not. That the thing you should get as a feedback. Means not only after that telephonic conversation, within that telephonic conversation, you have to perceive this thing, that whether that person has been satisfied or not with your conversation power, or whatever the language you have used, whatever the vocabs or lexical words you have used, they have been conversed or not. That you have to understand, because whatever you are speaking, it is very much essential that should be understandable by that particular person which is next to over your phone. That is your telephonic conversation skill is all about. Now, in the left hand side of your screen, you may observe some English phrases, isn't it, student? Can you get it? Is it visible?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. Now see, give a reason for calling. Means suppose you have called the person, you should know that why you have called. Means what will be the message to be delivered. Now, you have called the person and you are thinking of speaking English, you are negotiating with that particular message. Means you are negotiating means what you are negotiating, you are forgetting your actual message. It should not be the case. You are focusing on the communication skill and you are forgetting the actual message to be delivered, then it will be a problem. Am I clear to you?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, that is the fact why we are here to develop our skills. Now the thing is, you can observe that it is written, can I speak to someone about ... Means you have to fill up this ... In each case, whenever you are going to speak with, you have to fill up accordingly to that particular topic or particular assignment or particular project you are dealing with. Okay. Now, next is what, can you put me through to, like this ... Again, you have to fill up accordingly to your message. Likewise, you can go through it, you can take the snapshot or screenshot. Now, next is connecting the caller. Means, suppose you are talking and making one gap. Okay, how you are going to just deliver the second message? Then you have to say 1 minute. I will put you through to something like that. Sometimes if you have called in service center, customer care center, you will see they actually use this type of words. Suppose they are visualizing your details. Suppose you have bought one refrigerator or any ceiling fan, there is some issue, repairing issue, you have called it, and they will check your model number, whatever you have purchased, on which date you have purchased, whether the warranty guarantee is there or not. They have to check up all the details. The customer, KYC, isn't it? That know your customer, the details they are going to check from their data, and they are going to deal with you. At that time, what they will do, they will say 1 minute, take 1 minute or 1 minute, I will connect you to somebody else, okay, our higher authority or something like that, a service manager, they will say certain kinds of phrases to you, and you should also use these type of phrases in your communication skill. Have you got my point?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. Now,
Yes, ma'am.
yeah. Now see, next is the asking the caller to wait. Look, it is written, would you like to hold on? Okay. Maximum time we say all these things. Suppose that particular person is taking any permission or is taking any issues with the his or her higher authority or their subordinates. Okay. Then at that time, what they do, they say, would you like to hold on, or can you call me later on? Okay, or something like that. They tell like this. So these are the things to be understood, and you have to practice this. If you don't practice, or if you won't practice all these type of phrases, you won't be able to talk. While if you start talking, then only it is possible. Over telephone, you just start talking like this, then you will understand that what kind of problems you are facing. Now the next is, yeah, this is one example I have given to you. Okay, this is the speaking and listening section. I have made this thing for you. Look, it is written here that hello, let's talk about different means of communication today. How do you usually communicate with your friends or families? Suppose I am asking you, then you are going to answer, well, I usually do this thing, that thing. Have you got my point? This is one dialogue. I have just represented one dialogue before you, and this is the way we talk over the telephone. Then the person is telling, okay, so do you know how people communicated with one another in the past? Then the person to whom he is talking, the person number B, he will be telling that, yeah, this is the thing, how in the past they are going to, they used to do such type of communication with us. Like this, actually, the conversation goes on. Now the thing is, look, next is written, you have got your point. The person A is asking, suppose, have you ever written a letter to someone before? The second person is telling no, they are giving the reason, or yes, that they will provide the reason. Okay. Now, the thing is, like this, the conversation is going on. Okay. Now the conversation is going on. You can see in the second course of our meeting, what we will do, we will practice such kind of question with you. I will ask the question one by one, or like a telephonic conversation will be held in between you and me. Okay. At that time, we are going to. Now, next is the problems of telephonic conversation. Now, wait a minute. Wait. No, wait a minute. Let me take your attendance. Okay, then. Wait. Taking the thing is the attendance I want to take. Wait. Wait. Now, students, is it visible? The screen is visible.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Actually, I am taking your attendance right now. Now, I would like to say about this problems. And before that, wait. Yeah. Problems of telephonic conversation. What happens actually? Yeah. There are four things, what I have told you: sender, the receiver, and then the channels and the message itself. Now the thing is, the sender, suppose he is speaking too softly, then what will happen? Then you have to ask that speak up, means Suppose the sender speaks too softly, you have to ask the sender to speak up means what? Now, the speaker is itself very polite, very gentle, and also won't be able to speak the message. If it is like that, it happens quite often. It happens, but you have to overcome this type of problems. So next is if he or she speaks smile a minute. Suppose the person is speaking very rapidly or fastly, so you won't be able to understand what he is talking about. That is another problem. And next, if he or she mumbles, means sometimes one may stammer, one may not say in proper ways. This is one kind of problem. And another is if the person is talking too loudly. I think I also talks loudly, but not over the telephone in the class so that you can hear me practically in the physical class. But if this persists on the telephone headset, it creates problem to your ear, isn't it? That is another problem. Now, next is the problems related to the message. What it may be, as I have told you earlier, use of slang vocabularies, technical language, it may be a problem. Then reception of the message. Reception of the message means, suppose the message is not comprehensible at all, then that will be another problem to you. Then disorganized and confusing message means a person cannot introduce the topic properly, cannot elaborate with the illustration properly as in instances. It may be he or she cannot conclude the topic properly. So these are the problems. Okay. These are the actual problems. What happens in this case? Now,